Shalom, beautiful people. I hope you all are doing very well. I do have some downloads in regards to this upcoming portal, which is a bit different for me because I usually don't do portal readings. So we'll talk about that. But first, I kind of just want to connect with you guys and just have a very honest conversation about some of the ascension symptoms that you may be feeling right now. So, and again, I'm going to talk about it on a personal level. Personally, since I have made the mental and conscious shift from, and we spoke about this a couple weeks ago, from addiction to indulgence, I've had, I want to say a rough go at it. It's been an emotionally rough go. And I do have some ideas around it, but it's been like just random like breakdown, just full-blown crying, sobbing, weeping breakdown. To a couple nights ago, I was house sitting, and I had some food from a place that I normally eat at, and I got sick, and I was so nauseous. I didn't end up throwing up or anything like that, but I was so nauseous that I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was up for a couple hours, and I was in pain. And again, I was crying and weeping, and I was to the point to where the pain was so much that I actually was brought back to the indulgent energy, and I made a verbal contract with the Most High that if the pain went away, I would move past the indulgent energy. I wouldn't participate in it. And eventually the pain did pass, and I was able to go back to sleep. But I was basically nauseous, and my stomach was upset the whole next day. So I went into like a natural fast. Not that it wasn't that I didn't want to eat. It was just, I just felt like I couldn't eat. And if you guys know anything about fasting, fasting is a great way to reset your body. Not just reset your body, but also if you fast for a certain number of hours, it regenerates your cells, and it allows your cells the space and opportunity to create new memory. So I feel like part of the reason why the Most High is bringing this up, wants me to talk about this, because before this video I had done another video, and I don't really want to post it, so I'm not going to, but there was nothing wrong with it. It was just, I just heard authenticity. There's a level of authenticity that the collective is being nudged to provide in whatever it is, in the way that they operate moving forward. And when it comes to the authenticity energy, which the collective, on an individual level, the collective has been, taking away these layers and working on these different layers and different forms of healing in order to get to that authentic self, so that we can live in the way in which brings us the most peace that we can find in this dimension, right? That's honestly the point, in my perspective. And there's an aspect, because we have to ask ourselves, like, why an energy is existing in the first place and what brought about that energy in the first place. And there is an aspect to this indulgent energy to understand that within the bloodline, in different generations, they utilized substances in order to dull their authentic self so that they could blend in with society, so that they weren't called out, so that attention wasn't brought to them. And it was a form of survival. So I do think that within, sorry if I get emotional, okay? It's just, it's a very, this is what it looks like when you're trying to heal bloodline and all of the things. It's a very ancient and archaic form of dulling your senses and dulling, you know, your connection to the Most High, you know, because your connection is to the Most High is your most authentic self. It really truly is, because that's where everything stems from. So I think that it's important for the collective to understand and remind themselves of ascension symptoms, and to remind themselves that I just heard this too shall pass, and to have patience and grace with yourself at this time as you're doing this work, especially with this portal energy that's coming up. Okay, so we're going to transition into the portal energy now. And there's a couple things that need to be, okay, so first let's talk about different perspectives of portal energy, right? So overall, when we talk about portal energy, we're talking about the overall astrological energy that's happening, that's directly affecting the collective as a whole, right? So whatever's happening in the universe and wherever the planets and stars are in transition and degree, it's how it affects the individual, right? I hope I said that right. And there are different perspectives around portal energy. Now, there's certain perspectives that the portal is actually just one singular portal, right? You could, however, doorway, however it is that you envision a portal itself. And there's, you know, one perspective that if you are of the consciousness, the awareness, and the emotional state to have the correct code in order to access and walk through that portal, then you will do so. Whatever energy that portal is asking you to pay attention to at that time, or whatever energy that portal is asking you to invoke and transmute at that time, right? You will be given the proper code in order to go through that portal. I hope this is making sense the way that I'm explaining this. And then there's another perspective, which is a perspective that I personally resonate with more, is the idea and the thought that you, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Okay, sorry. The perspective and the idea that you are the portal, that it doesn't matter necessarily what's happening astrologically, that if you are in position to be able to access and go through a portal in your healing and transformation journey, that you can do so at any time, right? That's my personal perspective, which is generally why I don't do portal readings. Now, for this particular portal, the Most High has given me a vision that it would like me to speak on. So I'm getting that the collective as a whole is in a very pivotal, like reality altering moment. Now again, time is an idea that humans came up with. So just get rid of timing, okay? Spirit, please guide me through this so that I can speak in the way in which it's going to deliver the message in the way in which you deem worthy. Ashe. Okay, I heard talk about the doors. So in the vision, I keep seeing multiple doors. Like say there's 5 doors in front of you. Each door has a small window. And each door also has a keypad on the side. Each door is numbered. Now, you yourself as the individual has the whole entire code except for the last number. And the last number is the door in which you choose. So let's say that you walked up to door number 3 and you looked through the window and you got a preview of what that particular portal and that particular path and that particular journey has for you, and you said, yes, that's exactly what I want. That is what I want. And you put, let's say you have the code is 953, and then you have to put the door number in, 9533. And that door, that portal opens for you, and you have access to that particular journey. So why are we talking about this? Because the question that the collective needs to be asking themselves right now is, what do you want? It is like the question. It is the question. What do you want? Do you know what you want? Like, honestly, what do you want? And we're not talking about a means to an end want. We're talking about, what do you want? Like, really, honestly, right? This isn't like, I want to be able to pay off my parents' home. Okay? That's a means to an end, right? What do you want, right? I want to be able to, what is Tai Lopez? I keep on being shown Tai Lopez's face. He talks about this. What's his want? He's like, I want to be able to express my love of reading with people, right? That is actually, that's not verbatim his want, but that is actually what he wants. And he has built his business around the idea of reading and mentorships and learning from people who have come before you without actually having to make the same mistakes that they do. And he has built a whole entire empire around that want, around that ideology. This is exactly what the Most High is asking of you right now. What is it that you truly want? And meditate on it, right? I was brought to this in the reading that I did before, the clean slate energy. Some of you in the collective, when you're asking yourself this energy, it is what you are shown and what really truly resonates with everything inside of you has nothing whatsoever to do with anything in your current reality, like your job, your location, the way you eat, the way you live, the friends, the relationships. None of it resonates with that want. So you're being called to make a decision. 1, which door you're going to choose, which portal you're going to walk through. And 2, to really stand like 10 toes in the dirt on the decision that you make, because that's the only way, especially if you're choosing this clean slate energy, it's the only way that you're gonna move through the fear. And this was another download. See, this is going way different than the last video. The last video was like, took me an hour to get through this information, and we're 15 minutes in. Like, it just did not. Okay, anyways. I apologize. What was I saying? Oh, why fear what you've already gone through? Collective. So many of you have gone through death and rebirth multiple different times in this lifetime. In multiple different moments in this lifetime, you have chosen death and rebirth. You have chosen to be the phoenix. So if you have that experience and you understand that if you allow your faith in the vision and what the Most High has for you, then why would you ever allow fear to knock you off your game? Transmute that fear into courage. Courage is not the lack of fear. Courage is taking the action with the fear anyways. It's really funny because I met one of my really good friends. And I talk about her sometimes on this channel. I met her, and at the time that I met her, I did a webinar called The Uncomfortability Factor. And I talked about this, and that's what I call it, the uncomfortability factor, like putting yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to ascend and transmute and grow, period, as a whole. You don't grow in comfort, you grow in like it's a diamond with the pressure, right? So some of you are tapping into this clean slate energy. Okay. This is going to require some meditation, collective. So you are really going to have to sit with yourself. You're really going to have to find solitude and go inwards. Some of you have been in a hermit mode sort of energy for a couple months now. I can attest to that. And you're just not in the space to want to really socialize with anybody. And it's a part of the process coming to this. And I feel like it was actually a buildup to this energy that we're in right now, in this portal that we're coming up on. So really capitalize on the energy, really hone in on it, and really think of the smoothie. Okay, so this was something else. I keep on seeing a smoothie in a blender, and there's different aspects of your life. It's just like the soup metaphor. You can't just have soup. I mean, you could just have broth, fine. But broth isn't as good if it doesn't have potatoes in it, right? Potatoes make it better, in my perspective. Also celery, carrots, tomatoes, especially freshly canned tomatoes, fucking phenomenal. Salt, pepper, cumin, right? Red chili flakes, peppers, all the things, right? You're creating a soup. So if we're being called right now to really make a decision on where our life is headed from this point on, right? That means that you have to take into consideration different aspects of your life. Like I said earlier, your relationships, not just to other people, but to yourself. The freedom and the peace that you feel within yourself to actually be your true, authentic self without fear or without the need to I keep on seeing a woman. Wow, she's beautiful, first of all. Really long brown hair. She's got like a green cloak on. And I see her walking through a crowd. All of a sudden she stops and she becomes invisible. So this is like her having to hide her beauty so that she's not She doesn't attract attention from outside people. It's really like this blend in energy, and the Most High no longer wants you to blend in. Like, stop forcing yourself to blend in out of a deep-rooted fear of who you are naturally. This is what it's coming to. This is what it comes down to, right? Stop participating. Stop doing things that dull you as the individual. Allow yourself to blossom fully and to express yourself, to love, to dance, to play, to sing, to do all of the things, right? What does that look like when you think of that version of yourself? That needs to go within the soup. That needs to be a part of that vision for the portal, right? What are you studying? Is there something that you are learning that you want to continue learning? Or is there something that's new, that's coming into your perspective that actually is like a giant fucking magnet towards something that you never even thought you would be interested in the first place? And and you just cannot get it out of your head. That needs to be a part of the smoothie. That needs to be taken into consideration. There's another aspect of creativity, right? Some of you are having these, because you're doing such deep-rooted ancestral work. It's not just healing, but it's also, okay, how do we explain this? I keep on getting gardening metaphors because that's just like my own personal love, right? So this isn't just about, okay, I keep on seeing soil and I just saw pH levels. This isn't just about the pH level of your soil at this point. This is about seeing things coming into bloom that you didn't even plant. Okay, for example, I have been tending to, there's a back portion of the property that is woods, okay, and I've been tending more this year to that portion of the property than I have ever before. I cleared up a whole, well, not just me, but my family. We cleared up the whole side of a hill. I have tomato plants growing back there. I planted, last year I planted some stuff to come back this year. I cleaned out some of this weed that really fucks with the pH level of the soil, and it can fuck with like the whole entire ecosystem. I found it in the back and I've been doing my best to clear that out. But while I was back there, and while I've been back there, it's almost like every single time I go back there now, because a lot of the initial work is already done, but every time I go back there now, I'm starting to see new plants that I didn't even know I didn't plant. I did not plant them. I know for a fact I did not do that because I didn't even know what it was until I took a picture of it on the app that I have and it told me what it was. Like mullein, okay? Obsessed with mullein. I have a giant mullein plant in the backyard that's absolutely gorgeous, fucking huge, abundant, and flourishing, and I did not plant it. But mullein is so incredibly good for you. It is such a healing herb. And I was just so excited when I saw it. So this is a metaphor for people when it comes to your creativity, to understand that you digging deep and gaining these different perspectives on what the bloodline needs to heal and needs to transmute out of an old and into a new. An aspect of that is new skills and new talents that are emerging within you that doesn't necessarily have to do with anything that you have studied or focused on within this particular lifetime, but it's blossoming now because you've made a way, and the ancestral bloodline, it's in there. So you've cleared the wood, you've cleared the weeds, you've cleared out all of the things that is fucking with the pH level, and now there's room for new blossoms to emerge, for new skills to emerge that was there the whole entire time but did not have room or space to bloom. I hope I said that correctly. Okay. What else? Benefactor energy. There's also a need for the collective to take into account an aspect of your own generosity and your own I just heard royalty aspect. So it's like really honoring yourself, but through honoring through all of the how are you giving back? Who are you in your community? Who do you want to be within your community? Like what is something that you truly want to give to the collective? You know, like this is something that I love to do. And for me, this is a way for me to give and share the relationship that I have built with the Most High with you all, right? Because the Most High has blessed me with the ability to receive messages for the collective as a whole and for individuals, right? And it's not through a lack of work, but it's also, sometimes it's like, ew, excuse me, sometimes it's like, I don't know why. Yeah, there's that. No self-deprecation here. We're not doing it. Okay. So all of those different aspects of life, you know, some people, you can take it into that, you know, study, inspiration, benefactor, sensuality. You can do those 4 different pillars and create your own soup. You can do health, wealth, love, and happiness. That's Tai Lopez's thing. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. Again, you can do those 4 pillars and, you know, create your soup. You can do faith, health, wealth, and have those 3 pillars and have that come into play. It's all up to you, but there needs to be different aspects that need to be addressed when it comes to the whole entire vision of what it is that you want moving forward. Okay? And that is how you're going to know which door and which portal is meant for you. Now, I'm also getting that while it is fine for some of you to have a preview of every door, some of you should not have a preview of every door, because you then get overwhelmed by all of the options. I just saw the 7 of Cups, right? I mean, I think that the collective as a whole is in the 7 of Cups energy, but in particular for some of you within the collective, when you have too many options, you don't actually make a choice. And then not making choice is a choice, and that's not necessarily the choice that you want to make. If that makes sense. That's why I say always go to the Most High above anything and everything else. Have a conversation with the Most High and your higher self. And then that way, when you do make a decision, you're, like I said, you're going to stand 10 toes down in the dirt and stand on it. You're going to stand on your business, and you're going to know which actions you have to take. And that is an aspect of this portal energy that's very, very heavy within the collective. We need to start taking the action that is necessary in order to acquire the vision. Okay. Some of us are better at that than others. Procrastination is a thing. But I also have been, every single time I say procrastination today, I see a broom, like dusting. Okay, that's funny. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Practical Magic, but at the end of the movie, basically they have to sweep the man's soul out of the house and back to the grave. Okay. So every single time I say the word procrastination, that's the type of, there's a shot within the movie of someone sweeping the broom, and just like the dust is very exaggerated in the way in which it's moving through the air from the broom itself. The way that I'm picking up that correlates with procrastination is the procrastination energy is actually, I don't know if I'm saying a lot either. This is interesting. The procrastination energy is getting swept away, right? And I think that is an aspect of being firm and being confident and having the utmost the utmost faith in whatever path it is that you choose and whatever path it is that you are choosing. I feel like procrastination can sometimes stem from the subconscious trying to get us to understand that what it is that we're doing is not really in alignment with what it is that we should be doing. It's kind of, and that's kind of what I'm picking up. The subconscious is telling you, why are you wasting your energy on this? This isn't for you. So the procrastination energy is really under fire right now, basically. Okay. And that has to do with the 8-8 portal as well. Can we just pull a couple cards for the 8-8 portal? I'm pretty much done with this message. Okay, collective. Do tarot. I'm kind of really hot. I turned off the air because the air conditioner is really loud in here. But now I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm covered up with a blanket because before I turned this on, I was crying. I'm like, great, you want me to do a reading and I'm crying. It's so funny. But this is commitment. Yeah. This is commitment. I just heard, don't apologize for your hermit mode. Some of you may have this guilty feeling that you have not been as social or as connected to certain people and aspects of your life. There's no need for a guilt trip on yourself. This is a natural state of being at times. It's a very reflective state of being, and that is 100% necessary, and it's 100% allowed. And the Queen of Cups just came out. This is a reevaluation of what it is that you're giving yourself to. It's not just about the cup anymore, right? We understand, if my cup is overflowing, when my cup overflows, then I can help you to fill up your own cup. This isn't just about the cups anymore. This is about her. This is about who she is. Like, with or without the cup. Who is she? The cup is just a tool. Who is she? And what is it that's pouring into her? That's so funny that, like, I never noticed the river in the background, like, pouring into her as a whole. To me, this is the subconscious coming into the conscious and just feeding and allowing this woman to thrive in her authenticity and her beauty and her playfulness and her emotional stability. I heard regal too. I'm getting like an empress energy off of it too. And then the death. Collective, we've done this so many times before. There's been so many times when we have had to reevaluate what it is that we truly, truly want. And the fucking Fool. Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about with the Hangman. Queen of Cups, Death, and the Fool card. We all know that after the death, transmutation, and getting rid of all of these aspects that no longer serve us, the only thing that is allowed to come after that is the Fool card. Like, this is a new path, a new journey. And it all stems from who she is in her authenticity, who she or he is in the authenticity of the individual self, and how that individual is going to play and going to be seen in the collective society moving forward. The most important aspect of this, though, is how it is that you are seeing yourself, and the faith that you have in your ability to move through this energy. I just heard again, why fear something that you've already done? Why fear something that you've already gone through, collective? We've done this so many times. But I'm really getting like this very strong, not that this is the last time that this is going to happen within this lifetime, but that the ripple effect of the decisions that you make in regards to this path that you're going to choose to move forward, the ripple effect of that is it's, I heard generational wealth. It's a generational way of existing. And this could literally be as small as like a morning routine. I keep on seeing somebody who's waking up at 5 a.m. and going for a run. So this could honestly be, and again, small shifts lead to big shifts. This could be the first shift, and that's the hangman. That's the hangman aspect. Small shifts, understanding the perspective that small shifts actually lead to big shifts and actually create foundations. Small shifts are creating foundations are created through small shifts. And I keep on seeing like this person who's getting up at 5 a.m. I just keep on seeing the alarm clock. 5 a.m., a person running and a child watching. That's a sequence in what I'm seeing. 5 a.m., person running, child watching. This is a generational wealth. This is generational habits. This is setting the example for those that are coming after you, an example in which you had never set for you. So now it's you taking it upon yourself. Look, abundance and letting go. With justice. You guys are probably like, why the hell is she crying? I don't know. I really don't. There's a part of me where I'm just like, okay, just do it. I don't know why it's happening. I know that crying is a clearing and cleansing process. I understand that much. So I just let it go. I just let it go and let it flow, man. So there is an aspect of the death and rebirth process where it does get super emotional, because there is so many things that are happening, not just within what we see around us, but the spiritual aspect of knowing that when you decide to choose a new path, and when you decide to choose a new way of existing, and when you decide to upgrade your mindset and your consciousness and your lifestyle, right? Things shift. And it's not just things within the physical, it's things within the spiritual, right? Like, I believe that spirit guides don't stay with you throughout your whole entire journey. I believe that spirit guides come in, different spirit guides come in different aspects of whatever journey and path it is that you choose. And those particular spirit guides are in charge of guiding you on that particular path, right? But their skill set and guidance might not resonate with a path that you were on 10 years ago, right? So there's an aspect of not just letting go in the physical, but letting go in the spiritual as well, which can make it a very emotional process, right? Because we build these connections, and they're very deep and loving connections, because if it wasn't love, then why would they be here in the first place, you know? But it's also letting go of certain aspects of yourself. I also feel like because we're so entrenched in the ancestral work on this side, at least, that it's also obviously because you're transmuting your physical cellular body and the cellular memory within which your body holds. So the ancestors are allowed the space to have that emotional release through you in this space and moment. And again, the abundance card for me is the child watching. The child watching the adult make the decision to just shift everything and to allow that which we deserve, the freedom, the true freedom and free will that we deserve on this dimension as the individual, to flourish. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple cards from the Shaman's deck and I'm gonna wrap up because I want to eat and I want to wipe my face and I want to turn the air back on because now I'm sweating. I love you guys. You guys, I am open for personal readings. The apothecary is still open as well, but I might be closing it down for the rest of the season. And just because clean slate, yeah, possibly. We'll see. I got a lot of meditation and journaling to do. Oh, journal prompts. There's another, so look at what just came out. Portal energy, quiet, deep meditation, stillness, hermit, connecting with the Most High. What is the energy? That was another one. Don't just think about the physical, think about the energy in which you want to exist in. Look, and then we have garden of Venus, rest and renewal, 7. 7 is the number of purification. Like, look at the possibilities. Look at this beautiful garden. And this is all possible because it's possible within your mind. It can be possible on this Dimension Collective. What I was going to say, though, is that if you guys are looking for some assistance in regards to the courage to step into life, what is lighting you up right now, right? What are you transmuting into? This, I love this card because this is a crow. Crows are extremely, extremely intelligent, but the feather, he has the feathers of a peacock. So it's not that he is one or the other, he is both. Or you can look at it as this crow transmuting itself into a peacock, right? Because that's the path that he wants to now take. And what was I going to say? Oh, different forms of meditation, right? I always talk about how not everybody's form of meditation is actually sitting cross-legged and listening to like shamanic drums and meditating. I mean, that works for some people. It works for me sometimes. It doesn't work for me all the time. Another form of meditation can be gardening. Another form is cleaning. Another form, which is what I was actually told to bring up to the collective, is the self-authoring.com. It's Jordan Peterson's program. So if I'm not even saying it correctly, you can literally go onto any platform, any of Jordan Peterson's platform, and you can find It's either self-authoring or self-publishing.com. I think it's self-authoring. But I've done it for a few years now. I really love it, and it really does allow me to deeply think and get some things out that need to be let out that I don't really necessarily think about unless I'm sitting down and writing it. So if writing is a way of you being able to really tangelize. Is it tangelize? It's not tandalize. It's, I don't know that word. It's that word. Really put into perspective what it is that you're going for. Okay, collective? All right, I need to go. I love you guys so much. I'm going to go eat and turn on the air and probably change my shirt because now I'm sweating through it. So here we are. Yeah, if you guys, if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. If this is resonating with you, if you can please give the video a thumbs up. It really does help, and it allows the video to get to more people. Yeah, thank you. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.